Was this necessary? People ask questions like that. Was
social
this necessary?
media,
Yeah,
especially Bongo Ideas. I think he wrote something on his Twitter X page saying he could have used that money for building, constructing toilet facilities. You understand, for his hometown, which is I think he's from Jamestown. You understand? We all know Jamestown. Has
there's a lot that needs to be done over
exactly.
there.
It's another beautiful day on Brace Africa TV, and we all know whatever is trending on social media in Ghana. Charlie, the biggest birthday party.
It's a birthday party
in Africa.
Is it?
Of course. You've never seen such like a birthday party before. You understand? And to me, I think that's the biggest birthday party ever happened in Africa.
So, the independent jam was part of the birthday celebration.
Exactly.
Ah, nice.
The private jets, the Bugatti, and the climaxing of the whole show was about a birthday jam. Understand? Inviting some dignitaries.
Wait, so the birthday
Africa.
happened somewhere where people went there and then they did the get together, the eating and all that, and then after there was a jam.
Exactly.
At the Black Star Square.
Good.
Ah, nice.
You get it. So this how it went. Before the main show, okay, he actually did a party. You understand, for his boys, those around him, his good, those guys.
Those in the inner caucus.
Exactly. And after that, the next day, that was yesterday, the main thing happened actually at
the Black Star Square.
Black Star Square, and that's where we had Davido, Sarkodie, Inedo, like all the big stars in Africa. About 70% of them, you understand? I think
about 70%
of the stars we have in Africa, the biggest stars we have, both the movie and also the music world.
Wow. That is a life worth living. I mean,
of course, at age 40.
At age 40, that's nice. But people also sit back and they go like, was this necessary? People ask questions like that. Was
social
necessary?
media,
yeah,
especially Bongo Ideas. I think he wrote something on his Twitter X page saying he could have used that money for building, constructing toilet facilities. You understand, for his hometown, which is I think he's from Jamestown. You understand? We all know Jamestown. Has
there's a lot that needs to be done over
exactly.
there. Because like when people make their hard-earned money, you cannot tell them how they should spend the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, people have different ways of just making themselves feel better. So probably that is what worked for him. And it could also be that this is just the beginning. This is a massive display of wealth. Okay. So what if maybe on his 41st birthday he has something way bigger than what he has done, very big budget project, but this time not focus on like what he just did.
Okay.
Just bashing out and then making people like extravagant spending, like spending that you just you acknowledge it, but only for some time, and then we don't remember it anymore that somebody did something like this, unless we go back to the records and check. Maybe on the 41st birthday he has a plan of doubling the budget for the birthday.
Okay.
And channel the money towards humanity, like doing something that's like a community project, something like that.
But the question is, why not now? What if the world comes to an end today?
If the world comes to an end,
the legacy?
Then if the world comes to an end, there's no legacy.
Okay, fine. No, what if this generation, okay?
Yeah.
What if God says anyone, living or at the age of 20 will be no more from tomorrow?
Then that's it, we're gone.
What will be his legacy? What will be your legacy?
His legacy?
What will be your legacy first?
My legacy? I have done a lot of stuff within the I have done things in this country. I have done things that sometimes I tell people that I'm the one who did this, and they go like, it's not true. And I say, yeah, I did that. Because let me not even go there, but I feel like I have done things.
Okay. And that has been on record, you understand? People know that it's you.
Sure.
Now, let me just go straight over. Now, if you mention high schools in Ghana, you understand? Obviously, 8 out of 10 will mention your name.
Yeah.
When you talk about philanthropy in Ghana, how many Ghanaians would mention his name?
You know, like I'm saying, maybe it's just a way of introducing himself into the system.
Okay.
People have grand style of how they want to show up and say, this is me.
You've seen stuff like this before.
Where?
It happened in Ghana.
Who did that?
No, like, I'm not doing this. I'm not saying this to disrespect anybody.
Yeah, I get it.
But then we saw Namwan coming to Ghana.
Yeah.
Doing something similar to this.
Yeah.
Signing almost all the A-list artists we have in Ghana.
Yeah.
Coming out with new, investment plan. You understand?
He was up to a task until his vision was aborted along the way. For me, if you ask me, that's what I would say. But maybe legally, people might check the records and say legally what he was doing was not correct or something of that sort. But, he set up a cause that was supposed to benefit a whole lot of people. But unfortunately, it got aborted along the way, right? So his case is a bit different from this one.
Okay.
This one, we're looking at a man who shows up in the scene and say, this is me. And then he opens the stage like that to everybody, and then people are going like, right? So, like I'm saying, people have their own way of introducing themselves to people.
Okay, sure.
But me, I'm looking at one thing that kept flashed my memory is one time I was riding to the north when I was doing the 16 regional tour with Flying Flags.
Sure.
And then we got to the moment we passed Kintampo, and then we are climbing north, heading towards Damongo. And then it was a dry season. So I started to look at the Fulani people with their heads, their animals, and then they were looking for water. It was the first time I've seen it in movies, like videos, people looking for water and all that. And I saw them and they were looking for water, like they would just go there and they are fetching the water, and the animals are also drinking part of the water. I'm not saying it is only in the north that happens. It happens
even in the western region
here, but one that I have seen vis-a-vis with my eyes is what I'm talking about. So I think like this, and I contrast this, I feel like, we could have used this money to solve all the problems, those problems that was happening.
Take into consideration amount spent in the deco, amount spent on artists. This is what we've heard, but then he has not actually come out to tell the world that he actually spent this money on certain artists, this money on, but then this is what is trending, you understand?
Yeah.
Don't you think, the amount spent on, how do you call this, the decoration or the deco, okay? Amount spent on Davido, amount spent on Sarkodie, amount spent on, these
all the big guys that he
like
invited.
something else, something, which one or the other may give him a high, a high profile personality status.
That's what you think, high profile personality. That's the category you will put a high profile. You think that if a person does this, that is what to you makes the person a person of substance, more of value in the society. But people don't think we all don't think the way you think.
Okay.
So from your perspective, you might be right in your own way. But he's a full grown man. Yeah. He has intelligence, and he knows that other people need help. And he could just step in there to give all of that, but he said, no, let me go this way. Because he has his own plan. You get the point? He has his own plan. So maybe, like I'm saying, we don't know what he have.
Okay, yeah. I think he might have done something which is not known to the public as well.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. Maybe along the way, then it will start coming out that, he did this and he did that. Because, just like some of the interviews.
Yes, he said he helped. No, I think this guy actually came out, Chris B, who is actually the owner of Pizza Man. You understand? He actually came out and to see that this guy actually helped him during his early days of establishing the company. And I think he himself even said it. during an interview with Bolare. You get it?
So basically, we can just go about talking the whole day, night, or whatever, years, months. But you know, like I'm saying, he's a full grown man. He knows what he's doing.
But
So-
no, considering all stuff, so all things together, do you think the black billionaire, okay, actually waste a lot of money on luxury than the white billionaire? Give an example. We have personalities like this guy, this boxer,
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Mm.
We have, you know, Mayweather as compared to Mr. Beast, who is actually one of the biggest YouTubers in the world.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast is actually doing marvelous at attending to humanity.
Mm.
But then here we are having Mayweather buying gold chains, buying luxury cars, buying, like, you understand?
Yeah.
So
We can also talk. Yeah. We can also talk of Tyler Perry, who is using his money to build studios in Hollywood for it to benefit people. So people are different.
okay,
I wouldn't say that blacks use their money unwisely. We have blacks who are doing things and no, we don't care. Look at Dangote. Is Dangote doing what? Is he doing what Mayweather did?
is Dangote doing what?
Or has he done what our brother just did? No, but he's black. So people have a way of how the things appeal to them.
okay,
Atasa. Yeah, maybe
okay,
to introduce himself to the public, this is how he wants to introduce himself.
to the public.
Maybe going forward, he might take a different trend, a different approach, come up with something, do something. I don't know. Like Ibrahim Ahama is doing stuff for people. He can literally pick somebody in his private jet and then fly them to wherever they want to.
Okay. Okay, so we are yet to see more from this guy.
So let's see.
Charlie, what do you think about this? Just put it in the comment section. We are going to read it out for others to also, you know, learn more with regards to this.